Alrighty, here we are, Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. I hope all is well with you, man. It's been a day already, and I'm actually pre-recording the start of this show in the Cannonball studio. Victor is in the actual KBEAR studio. You know, seniority, he gets to be in there whenever he wants to, blah, 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 blah. I'm only kidding. I'll probably be in here only for a little while longer, maybe. Right after this, I'll be making my way over to that room. So if you want to try to get a hold of me and I don't answer, that means I haven't made my way over there yet. But if you want to try, 208-535-1015. At some point this afternoon, I'll be doing the whole Papa Scream the weather cue to call again for your chance at Papa Roach, Rise Against, and Underoath tickets. If you didn't hear this morning or yesterday's calls, basically what we're doing is we're essentially just getting caller 15 on the phone, and then you have to scream out the weather as loud as possible and get those tickets to the show. It's going to be a great time, and we don't want you to miss out on it. Plus, by the way, you should check out our concert calendar if you want to see any shows that are coming to the area. Like just announced this morning, 311 and Badflower are coming to Pocatello, the Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater. That is happening Saturday, August 16th, later this summer. That should be a fun summer show, right? Badflower was awesome the last time they were here. 311, I'm not the biggest fan of them whatsoever. I actually heard them so much from a few of my friends back in the day that I kind of despise them, but I'll still stay for the entire show, watch them perform live. I would watch any band perform live, to be honest. So I'm excited for the show. A lot of people who are into that type of music also very excited for the show from what I saw on Facebook. But yeah, make sure to go check out that concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. I'm glad that we're getting a whole lot of different shows coming to our area. So that way we don't have to travel far for Salt Lake or Boise. We can just drive to the Mountain America Center, Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater, and then get back home before, I don't know, midnight. That's nice. I would save this for my Shot Clock Sports Update, but this is such a big thing that even people who are not into sports, not into basketball, are participating in filling out their bracket for March Madness. There are currently 68 teams still in play for the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. West Virginia is not one of those teams, and the snub prompted West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey to call for an investigation into the NCAA at a podium labeled with a sign reading National Corrupt Athletic Association. Morrisey described the snub as a miscarriage of justice and robbery at the highest of levels. So there's that. And if you want to ride every minute of the March Madness wave, you'll need to tune in to the first four games tonight, featuring number 16 Alabama State versus number 16 St. Francis. Number 11, San Diego State versus North Carolina as well. Number 11, which, I mean, I was very excited to try to fill out my bracket last night, realized these games still needed to go on in order for me to truthfully fill it out. I'm excited to do this whole in-office bracket showdown between a couple of us. I got like 4 brackets in total. One of them I am saving for ChatGPT to fill out on its own. I'll save one for my dad, and I'll do my 2 other brackets here. But back in 2014, Warren Buffett created that challenge for his employees. Anyone who filled out a perfect March Madness bracket would win $1 billion. Buffett wasn't worried because he knew the odds of a perfect bracket are measured in quintillions. That number is followed by 18. That's a number followed by 18 zeros. But since then, Buffett has offered the bracket challenge every year, modifying it to $1 million a year for life for the winner. And of course, there have been no winners. Claiming that he's getting older and wants to give away $1 million to somebody while he's still around as chairman, Buffett is changing the math this year. Now, $1 million prize will be awarded if an entrant correctly picks the winners of at least 30 of the tournament's 32 first-round games scheduled for Thursday and Friday. No need for a perfect bracket. Instead, you just need a very, very good first round. If that happens to me, I'll get Victor that Dolce & Gabbana refrigerator that he so rightfully deserves, right? Now, this is a very good question that I could ask for to each their own. What's an adult problem no one, and I mean no one, warned you about? How much effort goes into eating? Certainly mine. First, you have to think about what you want to eat. Then you need to buy what you want to eat. Then you need to cook it. Then you have to do the dishes. The dish is the worst part. We already talked about the whole debate between dishes versus laundry. Obviously, dishes are so much more annoying compared to laundry. You have to put the dishes away again after you're done with them. And that's the same procedure for basically every single meal you'll ever eat. Yeah, I do see another another one here. The sheer amount of life admin, setting up a new phone plan, getting insurances, planning and booking doctor's appointments, taxes, etc. It feels like a full 40-hour a week job sometimes, especially if you're a parent of like many kids. I feel like it's mandatory if you're a parent of I don't know if you're a parent at all, to have that giant calendar on the wall that keeps track of everyone's appointments, deadlines, etc. You will constantly do the same things over and over again. Another adult problem no one warned you about. Clean the kitchen, laundry, pay bills, constantly never know what you want for dinner. Somebody just wrote all the bills, all the deadlines for bills, because if you miss one, then you're like seen as like an idiot and a loser, a broke person. Luckily, knocking on wood, I haven't missed a bill yet because I know exactly when they have to be taken out. There's a whole system to it. I feel like I need the big calendar on the wall for myself. I might need to hang it up in my kitchen. I might go to Target or Walmart after work today, hang it up in my kitchen. Poppy with concrete right there, which, by the way, you can find the video of Victor on stage at the complex in Salt Lake City on our KBEAR 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. I believe Victor also shared it elsewhere. He also shared his interview with Poppy on demand wherever you get your podcasts. You can look up the Victor Wilt Show or the Artist Interrogations podcast and find the latest one right there, his interview with the one, the only Poppy. It was a good conversation for sure. I mean, I'm glad that she was willing to do so with him. He's a giant fan, and I'm glad it happened. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. The 2025 Major League Baseball season starts today as the Dodgers and Cubs, they're in Japan with the first pitch thrown at 3:10 a.m. Eastern Time. The teams will play another game in Japan tomorrow, same time, 3 o'clock in the morning. If you're a baseball fan who doesn't care about the Dodgers and Cubs and doesn't want to watch a baseball game before breakfast, your opening day will be Thursday, March 27th, when almost all teams will be playing their first game. I can't believe baseball season's already starting back up. On Sunday, an American won the Los Angeles Marathon for the first time in 31 years. Matt Richmond of Illinois was the big winner who broke a couple decades of dominance from Kenyans and Ethiopians. And while that's a feel-good story, especially for us Americans, the race also featured 92 legacy runners who have run in each LA Marathon since the event began in 1986. That's 40 years, 40 marathons without missing. Downright insanity. I was going to include some stuff about March Madness, but we already talked about that earlier. So that does it for your very short Shot Clock Sports Update right here on KBEAR 101. I'm curious to see who would step up and answer this question if I were to ask it for To Peach Their Own. BuzzFeed ran a recap of responses where guys admitted the things they secretly enjoyed but probably wouldn't tell their friends about. I mean, I'm a pretty open book. I can talk about stuff on the air, off the air, no matter what. But most of the stuff mentioned was rather feminine and soft from some of these dudes, like sewing, romantic comedies. If there's a good rom-com out there, I'll watch it. Crazy Stupid Love, great movie. Having stuffed animals on the bed, another response. Bubble baths, pedicures, well, that's a little extreme for me, but bubble baths, I can barely fit in my bathtub. You should see the tiny little thing in my apartment. My parents' old, the bathroom at my parents' house, nice big jacuzzi tub. I move out on my own. I get this. I might as well, like those red buckets you would store, like, I don't know, stuff for recess in for elementary school, like the different rubber balls and stuff. Big red bucket. You might as well have that be my bathtub. I can barely stand in it, let alone sit down and enjoy a bubble bath. Everybody who just wants to have their own legacy, impact this world in one way or another. Could you imagine saying, hey, you know what? I'm 71 years old. I've now eaten thousands upon thousands of Big Macs from McDonald's. They do say records are meant to be broken, but Don Gorski's may be safe forever. He's from Wisconsin. He's gained national notoriety over the past several years for eating McDonald's Big Macs every day, as he's done since 1972. Over the weekend, Gorski extended his record and reached another gastrointestinal milestone when he polished off Big Mac number 35,000 to a crowd of cheering admirers who showed up to watch him eat a burger. You want to talk about people wasting their time? They just show up to McDonald's and watch this 71-year-old man eat a burger by himself and go, yay. I guess Mickey D's has given him free vouchers as well. I mean, he's 71 years old now. He's previously said many people thought he would be dead by now. Doesn't plan to stop. He has his sights set on 40,000. So people are probably wondering, how exactly is he still alive? Well, he stays healthy by walking 6 miles a day. And he never orders a side of fries with his burger. He just orders the burger, gets up, and leaves. I think he still has all the receipts, too. I remember watching a brief video on him because I love weird YouTube videos like that where you see people do stuff like this. And if you look at him, he looks like the type of dude that would have eaten 35,000 plus Big Macs. KBEAR 101, it's Peach's Pit Party. Do you feel like you could use a getaway? How about getting away for 6 months? 2 cruise lines have just announced some unique globe-spanning sailings in 2027 and 2028 that will keep you on the high seas for half a year. That's right. Oceania Cruises announced this around-the-world cruise for 2027 that will leave from Miami, sail for 180 days, making stops in 46 countries. Fares begin at a very cheap price. You ready for this? Almost $80,000 per person. Silver Seas Cruise will depart from Miami on January 5th, 2028, visit 29 countries over 132 days with fares starting at $74,000. So if you're one of those retired people with a ton of money and you want to just spend it all and see the world, that's your perfect opportunity. This right here is a perfect question for to Peach their own because I actually enjoy hearing people's feedback for this particular subject about knowing the set list ahead of time. Prior to a show, because I have this weird thing where I don't even want to listen to the artist on the way to their show unless I'm really trying to dig deep into their catalog to listen to them, to see if I have any questions based off of the songs they've put out there. Maybe if I'm interviewing the artist, but yeah, I have this weird thing where like I just do not want to listen to the artist before I see them play, and I also do not want to see their set list at all. I like keeping it as a surprise, and then maybe look at it later and be like, oh, that was cool. Glad I got to see these songs. I mean, I don't know, but I was looking at some of the answers for it through the Octane fan club page because I saw it on there first, which had me thinking like, maybe I should ask that for to Peach their own at some point, maybe tomorrow or Thursday. You have to burp, geez. Maybe tomorrow or Thursday I should ask that question for the call-in feature during the 4 p.m. hour. So a Georgia man was arrested last week in Florida, so it's not technically a Florida man, after he hopped into a police cruiser and told the officer at the wheel to just drive him home. I mean, he looked for a ride, which is something. His name's Andrew Davison. He was drunk. He may have believed the cop car was a taxi, even though the officer had her emergency lights flashing. The officer told him to stay seated in the car and then drove him to jail where he was booked for trespassing. Oh, come on. In an occupied structure, he spent the night in the slammer, bonded out the next day. That sucks. I mean, I get it. She had her emergency lights flashing, but if I were that cop, that nice cop, and some drunk guy was in the back just looking for a ride, of course, you just take him home. Oh, D-bag of the day material on the cop's part there, which, by the way, you could potentially hear every single weekday morning, or you could hear it weekday mornings at 6:45. I shouldn't say every single weekday morning. You can hear it at 6:45 weekday mornings if Victor has a story for it on Victor's morning show, of course. Peach's Pit Party on KBEAR 101. Did you see what happened to Tracy Morgan last night? I should have included this in the Shot Clock Sports Update. He went to the Knicks game like he usually does. He's an avid Knicks fan. He goes to Knicks games quite a lot, and he just was sitting there and threw up all over part of the court, causing a delay in the game. Yeah, just all over. He was just, he was also bleeding from the nose, too, could barely stand up. He was escorted off the court in a wheelchair holding a towel to his face. Madison Square Garden officials expressed their well wishes, saying, "We hope Tracy feels better soon and look forward to seeing him back courtside." He did provide an update on Instagram saying his doctors told him he just simply had food poisoning. And then he also then joked, saying, more importantly, the Knicks are 1-0 when he throws up on the court, so maybe he'll have to break it out again in the playoffs, which one could only hope. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, aka Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.